Hello, and welcome back to Rails Quest. Today is going to be a gem spotlight. This is one of my favorite gems that's new to me, but I think it's been around for a little bit, and it jives really well with the Rails 8 ethos that has emerged around how to manage your front-end dependencies. So I'm talking about your JavaScript and your CSS. How do you put that stuff together? How do you send it to the users? How do you manage that? Well, the default choice in Rails 8 is with import maps for JavaScript. You may have heard of it, and no build, just CSS files for your styling, your style sheets. So it just sends whatever style sheets you have down to the user. And it's very simple. Like I said, there's no build involved in either of these approaches. So it allows you to develop your app quickly and efficiently without getting bogged down in configuring some build tool from the JavaScript ecosystem. And we all know how that can go. Webpack, I think, scarred a lot of Rails developers when it was a built into Rails back in the day. And a lot of us are relieved to see that trend going away. And I'm sure there's still a lot of work out there to migrate old apps off of Webpacker. And for good reason. We don't want the complexity. So I'm really excited about this new CSS library that is called css-zero. It embraces this philosophy of no build to a degree that I haven't seen anything else do. And it's not just an MVP framework. I've talked about MVP frameworks before. There's mvp.css, there's pico.css, I'm not even going to name them all. There's a whole list of them that they don't require build. They're small. They just come with the little bits of CSS that you really need, but it's not quite enough to build a fully functioning application. Well, what we're going to see is CSS0 is the foundation for a real maintainable Rails application that allows you to incrementally develop your design system in an intelligent way. I'm really excited about this GEMS showcase, so let's get into it. Okay, now that I am out of the way, we can take a look at the GitHub page. So this is the GitHub page for CSS0, and I'm going to probably butcher the name, but it's Lazaro Nixon, all right? It's Lazaro Nixon, and he's got some really great gems on here, and they all have a similar philosophy of scaffolding resources into your Rails application so that you then can take the reins and have complete control over the code that runs in your application. I like that approach because you're in control of the code that's essential to your app. And you know that the gem, if the code's living in your repository, the gem's not going to change out from under you. So you've got a little bit of confidence in your ability to maintain it. So I think that's a really nice philosophy. We've got support for prop shaft. You make a little change to your layout. Sprockets, you make a little change to your manifest file for your CSS. Very simple stuff. And this is how you use it. It may look familiar to you if you've used Tailwind before. Very nice and clean and simple. And again, there's no build steps involved. You just run Rails server and you have your assets. What a novel idea. And here is what we're going to look at next. It has a really nice CSS0 showcase page, and it's using Lookbook. Lookbook is something that I'd really like to highlight on the channel as well, and it's something that I'd like to integrate into my tool stack. So look for that coming up on the horizon. If you're interested in that, let me know, because then I will prioritize it in the queue of things that I've got to cover. Now, as you can see, he's been hard at work. I've seen him on Twitter just posting update after update. I've seen some interesting Trix stuff. He's got Trix integrated with CSS0 now really well. So it's got dark mode. Dark mode is something that has been a thorn in my side with Trix. Well, Lazaro has fixed it and it looked awesome. So if you use rich text in your app, definitely give that a look. You've got tooltips, you've got upload previews, some basic layouts here, just really nice stuff. You can enter full screen. Yeah, really neat stuff. And it's all backed by very simple little stimulus controllers that are easy to understand, easy to maintain. And you could take them, copy them, use them however you want in your app. So let's take a look at the Rails demo. I've recently made a video about rate limiting in Rails 8. You should go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But this demo is styled with CSS0. So we can take a look at the code. Here's the layout. I chose, as you can see here, I chose the layout with a simple header and a body. So let's look at what that looks like. I just copied the HTML right out of the lookbook example, stuck my little Rails logo, default logo thing in there, got the main element, and that's where we yield so that we can render our actual views. We can look at, this is the rate limit, this is the demos page. Very simple. Again, if you have used if you have used Tailwind, then you should be very familiar with this style of utility class. The pros class lets you style things with text. I was being lazy and I didn't want to add any particular styles to this. I didn't really want to even think about how this list of links would be styled. So I threw the pros class over top of that and I get a nice list of links here. If I click that, you can see we've got a card, and again, we've got Flexbox styling built into this thing as well. And we even have a built-in button class, which not even Tailwind has the button class, so this is nice. You get a reasonably styled button just right out of the box. And there are ways to integrate this with your own design system as well. And I may give a demo on that in the future. I think that's a little bit outside the scope of this spotlight video. I just want to shine a spotlight on the css-zero Ruby gem. You should go check it out for sure if you're starting up a new app, or maybe you even have an existing app and you want to start transitioning to no build. Well, this is an easy way. Let me just show you, because I didn't show this. I didn't highlight exactly how this works. If you want to add one of the components to your app, there is a generator that comes with css-zero, and you simply pick one of the components that you want to add. And if I take this command out, it will give me a nice little help text. So I have a listing of all the things that I can add to my app. If you want to add all the components, you just select them all and stick them there. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can see that it will copy the necessary files into your project, and you can do it piecemeal, just one at a time, and slowly convert your project from there. So without getting too deep into the topic of legacy application rewrites, we're not going to go there in this episode. Man, if anybody's interested in that topic, that's something that I find fascinating as well, and maybe I can make a video about that. As always, please like, subscribe. It really helps out a lot. Tell everyone you know about this channel. I definitely need people commenting and telling me where I should take this thing, because I really want to give you exactly what you want to see. So let me know. Let me know if you liked CSS0, if you tried it out. Without further ado, have a blessed week, and I'll see you next time.